Hello, my name is Miss Burns. I am a fourth grade teacher and I live in Indianapolis, Indiana, and I teach for Phalen Leadership Academies. I am so excited today to get to be able to teach you, fourth graders, a lesson on spelling. Today we will practice how to spell different words using two different suffix endings, tion and sion. By the end of our lesson, you will be able to spell words using these two endings. Our I can statement is, I can use spelling skills to spell words ending in tion and sion. Are you ready? Let's get started. Okay. Like I said, we have our two different endings that we are practicing today with tion and sion. First, I'm going to read some of these words out loud, and I want to see if you can hear something that sounds the same in every single one of these words. I will say the word. You listen and repeat. Communication, collision, competition, explosion, invitation, nation, transportation, suspension, comprehension, addition, relaxation. Nice job repeating. Did you hear a sound that sounded the same in every single word? I did too. I heard the ending shun. Now, when we look back at the words, I hear shun, but I don't see that they're all spelled the same way. I see two different endings. Do you see two different endings? Yes, I see tion and sion. First, let's look at what these suffixes, the end part of our word, does when we add these two endings. When we add the suffix tion and sion to a verb, which is an action, we actually change that word into a noun. I know you know what a noun is. What's a noun? That's right. A noun is a person, a place, or a thing. Now, most of the time, when we're adding these suffixes, we're changing the verb into a thing, okay? Into a noun that's a thing. What we're doing is our words are changing, and they are now the action or the result of that base word, that word by itself. Let's look at an example. In the word addition, what's the base word? What's the root word of addition? If you said add, A-D-D, you would be correct. Okay, addition is the act of adding things together. So when I use addition to solve 2 plus 2, I'm putting those things together. It's the act of adding. Okay, so this ending, this suffix, changes what the word becomes. Now you might be asking yourself, Miss Burns, I know that I hear shun and I know what it does to the word, but I don't know which one to use when. That's what we're going to talk about next. Let's look at the first ending. Let's move this out of the way. The first ending we're going to look at is sion. When you see a root word that ends in these letters, let's make them yellow, that means we need to add sion and not tion. Okay, those are our two suffixes. So when we see a root word that ends in s, or s with a silent e, z, l, n, r, d, or D with a silent E, we know most of the time we're going to be adding S-I-O-N and not T-I-O-N. Now, you might have already figured this out, and maybe your teacher at school has talked about this too, that even though we have spelling rules and spelling patterns, sometimes we have some irregular or different words that don't fit our rules. Today, we will see one of those irregular words, but most of the words we will see will follow these two patterns. Okay, let's do some examples with S-I-O-N. When I give you the word progress, this is my base word, my root word. What do you see that it ends in? I see that it ends in S. Because it ends in S, we are going to add S-I-O-N as our ending. So the word progress, to change it, would be progression with an S-I-O-N. So looking at that last letter, or sometimes those last two letters, will let me know whether I need to add S-I-O-N or T-I-O-N. Let's look at another one. I give you the root word confuse. Confuse. Think about this word, confuse. Now, I see that confuse ends in S with a silent E. So I notice that's one of my patterns here that's highlighted in yellow. So because this ends in an SE, we need to add S-I-O-N when we change our word. So confusion, sounds like it's spelled with a Z, but it's not. Confusion has that S-I-O-N suffix ending. Let me do one more. If I give you the word revise, like my teacher wants me to revise my writing prompt, I see that this root word, this base word ends in S-E. I know that that means when I change the word, I need S-I-O-N. So revision is spelled like this with an S-I-O-N ending. Okay, so we need to remember that when we have a root word that ends in the letters that are yellow, S, S-E, Z, L, N, R, D, and D-E, when we change those words, we add that S-I-O-N ending. Now, the next ending, T-I-O-N. This is the ending we're going to see most often, okay? The rule's a little easier to remember for this one. So when we see a word that needs this T-I-O-N ending, we're going to see two different things. Most of them we will see will end in A-T-E. Remember, we're talking about the base word. So when the base word ends in A-T-E, we know that we need T-I-O-N as our ending, okay? My example here would be the word decorate. Decorate. So when I spell out the word decorate, I see that A-T-E, that really popular ending, and I know that this is a word that needs that T-I-O-N ending. So I would spell decoration just like this, okay? Outside of seeing that A-T-E ending, if the word ends in any other consonant other than what we just saw for S-I-O-N, so the same letters, if it ends in any other consonant other than L, N, R, D, D, E, and S-E, we know that we need that T-I-O-N ending. Let me give you one more example for T-I-O-N. If I give you the word extinct, extinct, think about that base word, extinct. I see that it ends in T. Because T is not one of those special endings that we saw before, that means we put T-I-O-N. And it's really easy because this word ends in a T, so all I really have to add is that I-O-N ending, extinction. Okay, let's practice some sentences together. you'll see, let me move the screen a little bit. We want to find out which word is spelled correctly in the sentence, okay? Number one, the family had colorful decorations for the party. Stop and think, what's the base word for decorations? Decorate. How do you spell decorate? Well, we spell decorate, D-E-C-O-R-A-T-E. Do you notice what this word ends in? Yes, it ends in A-T-E. And I know this ending goes with T-I-O-N, which means I will choose this first spelling for the correct spelling. Did you choose that one too? Awesome job. Let's look at number two. Our class had a discussion about adding fractions. The root word of discussion is discuss. Discuss ends in an S. I remember words that end in an S need S-I-O-N. So I'm going to choose the second spelling as the correct spelling. Did you choose that one too? Let's look at number three. My mom and dad made a decision to get a new puppy. Decision, decide. Decide ends in D-E. I remember that's one of the S-I-O-N spellings, which means we will choose, yes, the first spelling right here. Very good. Now, you might notice number 4 is red. Why did I make number 4 red? I made number 4 red because it doesn't follow one of our patterns. When we look at the word addition, the base word is add. Now, I know that add ends in a D. When a word ends in a D, we're supposed to add S-I-O-N. But that's not the correct spelling of addition. The correct spelling of addition is actually T-I-O-N. So this is a word that would be called irregular. It's irregular because it doesn't follow our normal rule for this pattern. That's okay. Sometimes we find words that don't follow our patterns. But luckily for this word, you've probably seen this word so much during your math time that you probably already knew how to spell this word. So this will just have to be one that we remember that it doesn't follow our pattern. Let's look at 5, 6, and 7. Number 5, the two cars had a collision in the road. Collision, collide, I hear that D at the end. Which one will you choose? If you said S-I-O-N, you are correct. This one falls back into our pattern. Number 6, my sister received her invitation in the mail. Invitation, invite, I-T-E, it ends in that T-E. That's not one of our special letters for S-I-O-N. So because it ends in something different, I know that I'm going to choose the T-I-O-N pattern. Last one. The two friends have a fortnight competition every Friday night. Competition, compete. It ends in that T-E. That's not one of our special words, our special letters, so we know that it ends in T-I-O-N. I hope you're starting to feel more confident with these two endings and when you know when to use each one. Now that we worked through some examples together, you have the chance to do some activity on your own, knowing the difference between the two spellings. Okay, let's take a look at your notebook. Okay, so get your notebook out. Open up to your blank page. Okay, and you're going to write the date at the top. Okay, what day is it? What month is it? What year is it? And then you're going to write the lesson number for the spelling lesson we just did together. Okay, In your notebook, you're going to number 1 through 14. You have 14 different questions to answer by yourself, okay? So you're going to see this next to your screen. So number 1 through 14 in your notebook, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. And you're going to take a look at the two spellings and choose the word that is spelled correctly and write that next to the number in your notebook, okay? I hope that you learned something today about using the two suffixes tion and sion in spelling different words. I had so much fun working with you today. I hope that you enjoyed our lesson, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.